Hi. So I wanted to give you a sense of what I'm doing to rehab my spine and back. So the first thing that I did, which took a while, was to just literally go on my hands and knees and just see how this felt. Now, a lot of times our back tends to dip forward, and that would put a lot of pressure on the area of my spine that already has issues. So what I was trying to work on, and I did this on the bed because it was the height that I needed at the time, was to just literally hold my structure upright and to just see how that felt. And this in and of itself is an exercise. You know, it feels very regressed, but when you have a fractured spine, just being like this can feel like a lot. So this is where I was at to start. And then I started to add things to this. So our transverse abdominis, these muscles that wrap around the deeper layers that help to protect our spine and organs, I wanted to work on those. So what I did was I took my hands and I just pulled them back to my knees. So I tractioned them back, and it doesn't mean that they moved. It was that I created a contraction. So knees towards wrists, wrists towards knees. And I tried to pull and hold. And I've done this different ways. I've done it in repetitions where I engage, let it go, engage, let it go, right? So this is asking the distance between the wrist and the knee to engage. And it engages in a way that's more balanced throughout the entire spine. And then I started to do things like lifting a hand up off the floor. So this is then challenging a little bit more weight towards the spine and the muscles that protect it. So I marched the hands to create this environment of seeing, does my pelvis sway a lot? Am I able to hold in a way that is very manageable? So all these things that I started with started to build. And then I started to do little push-ups where I tried to see if I was able to hold this in place with a little bit more weight bearing and traveling. So then I started to take it out a little bit further. And then I started to take it all the way down to just see how that felt. Okay? So those were the things that I started to do to rehab my spine and get those muscles that are wrapping in and around that area to a much better, more secure place. That and my breathing, where I would breathe where the rib cage expands out through an inhalation. So I would build up that intra-abdominal pressure, and then I would start to build the strength. All right, well, I hope that helps in terms of getting you an idea of what I started to do to rehab my spine.